My name is Shahid. Z tags for two samples. Requirement to more requirements to normal distribute but independent population. Alpha is known as formula, where x1 and x2 are the mean of the two sample is the hypothesis. Difference between the population means alpha 1 and alpha 2 are the standard deviation of the two population and n1 and n2 are the size of two samples. Examples: the amount of certain trace element is in blood is known to vary with a standard deviation of 14.1 parts per million of male blood donor and 9.5 for female donor. Random sample of 7.5 male and 50 male donor yield concentration means of 28 and 32 respectively. What is likelihood that population means of concentration of the element are the same of man and woman? Example: null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. The compute z value is negative because the large mean for female was subtracted for the smaller mean for males, but the order of the sample in the computation in it could be in opposite order, in which case z would be 2.375 instead of minus
Just wait a second, Shahid.
2.37. Yes, ma'am.
शाहिद आपके पास ये सारा कुछ स्लाइड्स पे किधर है? ओके, नाउ इट्स फाइन. एटलीस्ट स्लाइड्स तो आप लोग साथ साथ उसके चेंज करते जाएं.
मैम वो कनेक्शन इंटरनेट का नहीं सही है. But the order of the sample in the competition is it could be in opposite order, in which case z would be 2.37 instead of minus 2.37. An extreme z minus score of the alpha level will lead to rejection of the null hypothesis.
जस्ट वेट अ सेकंड बच्चे. आप मुझे बताओ लेवल ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस क्या होता है?
मैम लेवल ऑफ एक rejection of the null hypothesis.
नल हाइपोथेसिस क्या होता है आपके पास? Hurry up. You need to answer me
Is
immediately.
the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true.
I'm asking what is null hypothesis?
Hmm.
Okay, now coming towards the next presenter. आप लोग का ग्रुप कंप्लीट हो गया है, शाहिद?
Miss Abdullah
Yes,
Imran is
ma'am.
not available.
और ये
Our
क्या हो रहा है?
Abdullah Imran is not available. Our last member,
Okay. And who was the first member?
Alam Shinwari.
Alam Shinwari. Okay, Alam, I have a question for you. Alam, can you hear me? Alam Shinwari.
Miss, he has also left the meeting.
No, he is in the meeting.
Yes, Miss.
He is in the meeting right now, but I guess mentally he is not present in the meeting. आदित्य तिवारी. Okay, then simply if he is not in the meeting, तो फिर वो उसके जो वाइवा के मार्क्स है वो simply 0 ही जाएंगे. Okay, fine. Thank you so much. Now coming towards the next group, group number 4.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
वालेकुम सलाम.
वलीद प्लीज आप इसको ना स्लाइड्स चला दें.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम.
वालेकुम सलाम.
मैम हमें नंबर का पता लगेंगे?
बच्चे ये प्रेजेंटेशंस खत्म होती हैं तो फिर मैं गूगल क्लासरूम में ही पोस्ट कर दूंगी. सारे
मैम.
स्टूडेंट्स की तो बोलने थे उसके बाद ही.
ओके मैम.
ठीक है.
थैंक यू.
यू वेलकम.
एक सेकंड में स्लाइड प्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ. यार ये हो ही नहीं रिप्रेजेंट.
बच्चे अगर आप लैपटॉप से कर रहे हो तो आपके पास नीचे प्रेजेंट नाउ की ऑप्शन आएगी. प्रेजेंट नाउ पे जाके योर एंटायर स्क्रीन वाली ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट कर ले तो आपकी स्क्रीन प्रेजेंट हो जाएगी.
मैम अब शो हो रही है?
जी हो रही है.
Hello everyone, my name is Bakir Kazmi and my group members are Waleed Tayyab, Safa Mubashir, Wajiha Iftikhar and Hiran Sadiq. Our topic is Z-test. So let's start. A Z-test is a type of hypothesis test, a way you figure out results from a test are valid or repeatable. The Z-test is also a hypothesis test in which the Z-statistics follows a normal distribution. Bleed, can you please click for the new slide? Thank you. There are different types of Z-test, each different purpose. There are 2 points. Z-test for a single proportion is used to test a hypothesis on a specific value of the population proportion. Z-test for a difference of proportion is used to test the hypothesis that two populations have the same proportion. I would like to call Waleed to further proceed.
Okay, just wait a second, Bakir.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now tell me what types of hypothesis you have in order to test.
Ma'am, Z-test the parametric test which is applies when the standard deviation is known or
No, I'm asking
determined.
about the hypothesis testing.
Yes, ma'am.
How many types of hypothesis testing do you have?
Ma'am, two.
2 types. Which types?
Null hypothesis.
And the other one?
And the other one is, ma'am, alternative.
Okay. For instance, if your mean is greater or equal to 30,
Yes, ma'am.
and the one example is that your mean is greater or equal to 30, and you have the second option that your mean is not equal to 30. So, which is the alternative and which is your null hypothesis? If your mean is greater or equal to 30, and on the other hand, if you
Yes,
say
ma'am.
that your mean is not equal to 30,
Ma'am, greatest is null.
greater is the null hypothesis, and not
Yes, ma'am.
equal means your
Ma'am,
alternative.
can you repeat it again?
I'm saying if you have 2 types of hypothesis, the first one is that your mu is greater or equal to 30, or your mean is not equal to 30. So which is your alternative and which one is your null hypothesis?
Ma'am, alternative.
Which one is your alternative?
Ma'am, I cannot understand your question. Can you please explain it?
I'm simply asking what types of hypotheses you will have if you have the case where mean is not equal to 30, and the second option is that your mean is greater or equal to 30.
Ma'am, it's less than 30.
I don't know what you're saying to me. आपको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा मैं क्या पूछ रही हूँ. मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ आपके पास दो टाइप्स हैं. एक है mean is greater or equal to 30 और एक ऑप्शन है that your mean is not equal to 30. Which one is the alternative and which one is the null hypothesis? Anyways, coming towards
Yes.
the next presenter.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Waleed Tayyab and our topic is Z-test and I'm going to explain the formula to find the Z-test score. Formula to find the value of Z-test is Z is equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by sigma and sigma divided by square root of n. X bar indicate the mean of sample, mu naught indicate the mean of population and sigma indicate the standard deviation of population. And small n indicates the number of observation. And now for further understanding, here is the example. Suppose a person want to check or test if tea and coffee both are equally popular in the city. In that case, he can use a Z-test statistics method to obtain the result by taking a sample size, say 500 from the city, out of which suppose 280 are tea drinkers. So to test this hypothesis, he can use Z-test method. And for further explanation, I want to Hiran Sari for further.
Waleed,
Yes, ma'am.
सेम क्वेश्चन गोज फॉर यू. अगर आपके पास एक केस है कि आपके पास म्यू की वैल्यू जो है दैट इज ग्रेटर और इक्वल टू 30 एंड म्यू एक केस है दैट इज नॉट इक्वल टू 30, which one is the null hypothesis and which one is the alternative hypothesis?
मैम जो लेस देन 30 होगा वो अल्टरनेटिव होगा एंड जो क्या कहते हैं ग्रेटर देन 30 होगा वो नल हाइपोथेसिस होगा.
Wrong. Okay. Okay, tell me what type of graph z-test has?
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम नेट इशू आ रहा है क्या?
z-test में किस टाइप का ग्राफ बनता है?
सॉरी एक मैम नेट इशू आ रहा है, एक सेकंड चला.
मुझे तो
कैन यू
clear आ रहा है.
हियर मी? हेलो
The graphical representation of your z-test. I'm asking about the graphical representation. Hurry up. इतना टाइम नहीं है.
हेलो
Okay, now coming
मैम
towards
Z-test is used. Can you hear me, ma'am? When Z-test is used when your data is approximately normally distributed. The data has the shape of bell curve, ma'am.
And what is mean, median, mode in case of your bell-shaped curve?
Mean, median and mode. मैम मीन क्या कहते हैं जब बेल शेप जब ऊपर जा रहा होगा तब मीन आएगा एंड जब सेंटर में होगा वो मीडियन होगा एंड जब वापस होगा वो होगा मूड होगा.
Wrong. Okay, now the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamualaikum, everyone. My name is Safa Bashir. I am here to discuss the example. Discuss the example of Z-test.
No, it's Hira की बारी है.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. It's Hira turn. Sorry, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hiran Sari. Now I'm going to tell you about how do I run a z-test. Difference between null hypothesis और alternative hypothesis. Basically two types hypothesis के बारे में बात करते हैं, non hypothesis और alternative hypothesis. नन हाइपोथेसिस के नाम जैसे इसके नाम से ही क्लियर है कि जो भी नन हाइपोथेसिस में जो भी बात की जाएगी वो नथिंग को शो करता है। हमेशा इसमें नो नेगेटिव लव हमेशा आते हैं और इन दोनों ग्रुप का कोई डिफरेंस नहीं होता या किसी वैल्यू का कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ता है और हाइपोथेसिस से पॉजिटिव होता है, इसमें नो नेगेटिव लव हमेशा नहीं आते। फॉर एग्जाम्पल दो ग्रुप हैं ए एंड बी। फॉर ए एंड बी में इंटेलिजेंट ग्रुप ए एंड ग्रुप बी का टेस्ट किया जा रहा है स्टूडेंट पे। जो ए ग्रुप है उसके मीन स्कोर है 45 और जो बी ग्रुप के मीन स्कोर है 42। अब इसके एग्जाम्पल को टेस्ट करेंगे यहाँ पर नन हाइपोथेसिस बनाने के लिए। देयर इज नो सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस बिटवीन द मीन स्कोर ऑफ इंटेलिजेंट टेस्ट ऑफ ग्रुप ए एंड ग्रुप बी। और ऑल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस इसका जो एग्जांपल होगी इसकी होगी देयर इज अ सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस बिटवीन द मीन स्कोर ऑफ इंटेलिजेंट टेस्ट ऑफ ग्रुप ए एंड ग्रुप बी। और जो इफ नन हाइपोथेसिस इज एक्सेप्टेड दैट ऑल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस इज रिजेक्टेड। और दूसरे केस में ये होगा इफ नन हाइपोथेसिस इज रिजेक्टेड देन ऑल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस एक्सेप्टेड। नन हाइपोथेसिस को H नॉट से प्रेजेंट किया जाता है और जो ऑर्डिनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस है उसको HA स्मॉल अल्फा से प्रेजेंट किया जाता है। चूज एन अल्फा लेवल, find the critical value of Z in a Z table, calculate the Z. Yes ma'am.
Okay, if you have the case when your standard deviation is unknown, फिर आप क्या करोगे?
Ma'am, when the value is assumed to know, you divide the sample by the normal
I'm saying if
distribution.
you have the
Sample
case
mean.
when standard deviation is unknown, then how you'll use your Z test?
मैम इसमें एग्जांपल को नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करेंगे।
कैसे आप कर लोगे उसको नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन? मैं आपसे कह रही हूँ कि आपके पास केस है कि जब आपका स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन ही अननोन है तो फिर जी का फॉर्मूला कैसे लगाओगे? चलिए कंटिन्यू करें।
मैम ये ग्रेटर देन when do we use Z test? When sample are at random. Second point, when the sample are taken for pollution are independent. Third point, when standard deviation is known. Fourth point, when number of observation is large and greater is 13. Now I will call of Safa Mubashir.
Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Safa Mubashir. I am here to discuss the example of Z-test. An insurance company is currently reviewing its current policy rates. When originally setting the rate, they believes that the average claim amount will be a maximum of rupees 1,08,000. The company is concerned about that true mean actually higher than this. The company randomly select 40 sample claim and calculate the sample mean of rupees 1,95,000. Assuming a standard deviation of claim is rupees 50,000 and set a alpha as 0.05. So Z test to be performed to see insurance company should be concerned or not. Here sample mean is 1,95,000 and population mean is 1,80,000 and standard deviation of population is 50,000 and number of observation is 40. Here is the solution of this example. Z-test statistic is calculated using the formula given below. Z-test is equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by sigma and divided by square root of n. Kindly next slide please. Okay, Z-test is equal to, now we will put the values in the formula and we have the answer 1.897. Now I would like to call Wajiha for the further proceed.
Okay, Safa.
Yes ma'am.
बच्चे you tell me कि आपके पास अगर critical value जो है if it's less than your tabulated value, Then what you're supposed to do is,
Less than ma'am 30?
if your critical value is less than the tabulated value, how you'll conclude the result?
Ma'am, maybe we use t-test here. Because you said
I'm saying you have used your z-test and you have computed the results, and as a result your critical value is greater from your tabulated value. So how will you interpret the result?
मैम आई थिंक नल टेस्ट होगा ना, नल हाइपोथेसिस में भी यूज
नल
होगा.
हाइपोथेसिस क्या होगा?
हम यहाँ पे सेट करेंगे नल हाइपोथेसिस.
बच्चे हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग के बाद ही ये सारा प्रोसीजर आता है ना, अभी तो आपने
यस
बताया
मैम
है.
ऐसे ही है. यस मैम ऐसे ही है.
आई एम सेइंग कि आप क्या कंक्लूड करोगे? ओके, कमिंग टुवर्ड्स द नेक्स्ट प्रेजेंटर.
ओके मैम.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. My name is Wajiha Iftikhar, and I'm going to discuss the 5 steps from the example. Step 1, set the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis is a hypothesis that says there is no statistical significance between two variables in the hypothesis. So, and the next step 2 is draw a picture, like draw a graph to help you visualize the problem. Step 3 is calculate the test statistics. It is a standardized value that is calculated from sample data during a hypothesis test. The test statistic is calculated as the pattern in your data. The formula for the test statistic depends on the statistical test being used. Step 3 is calculate the statistics. So if you put all available figures in z-test formula, it will give us z-test results as 1.897. Now step 4 is set rejection region. What is rejection region? A rejection region is the area where the null hypothesis is rejected. There is the rejection region is 1.65. Set the rejection region 1.65 and then conclude in step 5. As per z-test results, we can see that 1.897 is greater than the rejection region of 1.65. So the company fails to accept the null hypothesis and the insurance company should be concerned about their current policies.
Okay, Wajiha, just wait a second. What will be your critical region in this case?
मैम समझ नहीं आई.
मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ क्रिटिकल रीजन क्या होगा इस क्वेश्चन में?
Um, 1.897, I think so, maybe.
ये तो आपके जी टेस्ट का रिजल्ट है ना, मैं क्रिटिकल रीजन की बात कर रही हूँ. चले करें कंटिन्यू.
मैम that's enough. That's खत्म.
ओके, चले, थैंक यू सो मच.
Welcome.
All right, now moving towards the next group, group number 5. Do we have the members of group number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, group number 5 में टोटल कितने members हैं?
Yes, ma'am.
5 members, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. अच्छा, अब आप लोग के पास थोड़ा limited time है बच्चे.
Okay.
You need to complete your presentation within 15 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, slide share करो और presentation start करें.
Mariam.
Maria.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Bilal, student of BBA department, and the topic that we will talk about is about sampling techniques. The following are the group members: Yashfa Wasim, Zishan Hussain, Muhammad Usama, and Maryam Mubashir. We will talk about sampling and its types. The definition for sampling is that sampling is a technique of selecting individual members or a subset of the population to make statistical inferences from them and estimate characteristics of the whole population. It is also a time convenient and cost effective method and hence form the basis of any research design. Sampling techniques can be used in research survey software for optimum derivations. There are two types of sampling techniques: probability sampling and non-probability sampling. Probability sampling is a technique where a researcher sets a selection of a few criteria and chooses members of a population randomly. All the members have an equal opportunity to be a part of the sample with these selection parameters. We can say that the goal of probability sampling is to obtain a sample that is representative of the population of interest so that the result of the study may be generalized to the population. Non-probability sampling techniques. The non-probability sampling technique method is a sampling method that involves a collection of feedback based on the researcher or satisfaction sample selection capabilities and not on a fixed selection process. This sampling method is not a fixed or predefined selection process. This makes it difficult for all elements of population to have equal opportunities to be included in sample. This is all from my side. Now I will like to call Yashfa Wasim to present the types of probability sampling.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yashfa Wasim and I am here to continue the topic of sampling types of probability sampling. There are four types of probability sampling: sample random sampling, cluster sampling, systematic sampling, and stratified random sampling. Simple random sampling. It is a reliable method of obtaining information where every single member of a population is chosen randomly, merely by chance. It helps in saving time and resources. Each individual has the same probability of being chosen to be a part of a sample. Simple method in simple random method, simple random sampling, each member of the population has an exactly equal chance of being selected. For example, in an organization of 500 employees, if the HR team decided on conducting team building activities, it is highly likely that they would prefer picking chits out of a bowl. In this case, each of the 500 employees has an equal opportunity of being selected. Next slide. Cluster sampling. The cluster. What is cluster? Cluster is defined as a research divided a population into the smaller group known as cluster. The cluster sampling is a method where the researchers divide the entire population into the section or cluster that represent a population. This makes it very simple for the survey creator to derive the effective inference from the feedback. Clusters are identified and included in the sample based on demographic parameters like age and etc. Next. For example, if the United States government wishes to evaluate the number of immigrants living in the mainland US, they can divide it into a cluster based on states such as California, Texas, Hawaii, etc. Next. And the systematic sampling. Systematic sampling research use the systematic sampling method to choose the sample member of population at a regular interval. So, it requires the selection of a starting point for the sample and sample size that can be repeated at regular interval. This type of sampling.
Yashfa,
Ji, miss.
Bache, what is the basic difference between stratified and systematic sampling?
Stratified and systematic sampling. मैम मैंने ना सिर्फ अपनी स्लाइड प्रिपेयर की थी.
बच्चे टॉपिक तो आपको पूरा आना चाहिए ना.
जी मैम.
ग्रुप वाइज आपको टॉपिक अलॉट किया गया है. बिलाल, मोहम्मद बिलाल.
Yes, ma'am.
बच्चे, what is the basic difference between systematic and stratified random sampling?
Miss, stratified random sampling में वो researcher divide कर देता है population into small groups like race, gender के हिसाब से, और systematic में वो एक पूरी population को collect करता है, जिससे 500 people या people collect कर लिया और उनको divided by total population कर देता है.
स्ट्रेटिफाइड का आपने ठीक बताया, सिस्टमैटिक आपने ठीक नहीं बताया।
मिस सिस्टमैटिक में होता है कि यानी कि उसने एक पॉपुलेशन साइज रखा है 5000 उसने पॉपुलेशन टोटल पॉपुलेशन लिया और उसमें से उसने 500 लोगों के सैंपल्स लिए हैं, तो ये सिस्टमैटिक में होता है।
तो फिर रैंडम सैम्पलिंग में क्या होता है?
मिस रैंडम में रैंडम नहीं पता।
चलें ठीक है। Okay, Yashva. Now coming towards the next presenter.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Ishan Sam and I am here to explain the last type of probability sampling techniques and furthermore two types of non-probability sampling techniques. Stratified random sampling. Stratified random sampling is a method in which the researcher divides the population into two smaller groups known as strata based on specific characteristics, gender, race, etc. that don't overlap but represent the entire population. While the sampling, these groups can be organized and then draw a sample from each group separately. Next slide. Example of this sampling is a researcher looking to analyze the characteristics of people belonging to different annual income division will create groups according to the annual family income less than that is $20,000, $21,000, $30,000, $31,000, and $40,000, and up $41,000 and $50,000, etc. By doing this, the researcher conclude the characteristics of people belonging to different income groups. Marketers can analyze which income groups to target and which ones to eliminate to create effective results. Next slide. Types of non-probability sampling. A convenience sampling, judgmental sampling, snowball sampling, quota sampling. Convenience sampling. This method is dependent on the case of access to subjects such as surveying customer at a mall or passerby on busy street. It is usually termed as convenience sampling because of the researcher case of carrying it out and getting in touch with the subject. Researcher have nearly no authority to select the sample elements and it purely done based on proximity and non-representativeness. This non-probability sampling method is used when there are time and cost limitation is collecting feedback. Next slide. In this situation where there are resources limitations such as the initial stages of researcher, convening sampling is used. For example, startups and NGOs usually conduct convenience sampling at a mall to distribute left. Yes, ma'am.
What is the basic difference between purposive and convenience sampling?
Miss, convenience or?
Convenience and purposive sampling.
मैम कौन सी दोबारा प्लीज रिपीट कर दें.
Convenience and purposive sampling.
मैम कन्वीनियंस सैम्पलिंग जो होती है वो मतलब वो सैम्पलिंग होती है जो पॉपुलेशन डेट इज क्लोज टू द हैंड, मतलब क्विकली हम जिसे सिलेक्ट कर लेते हैं, मतलब कलेक्ट डाटा क्विकली हो जाता है इससे. और लास्ट दूसरी कौन सी है मैम? पर्पसिव मैम वो रैंडम जजमेंटल सैम्पलिंग. पर्पसिव सैम्पलिंग.
Okay, fine. Continue, Vijay.
Startups and NGOs usually conduct convenience sampling at a mall to distribute the leaflets of upcoming events or promotion of a cause. That they do that by standing at the mall entrance and giving out pamphlets randomly. Next slide. Judgmental sampling. Judgmental or purposive sampling are formed by the discrimination of the researchers. मैम ये आप आई थिंक पूछ रही थी, मुझे समझ नहीं लगी, सॉरी. ये रिसर्चर प्योरली कंसीडर द पर्पस ऑफ द स्टडी अलोंग विद द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द टारगेट ऑडियंस. इसमें मैम टारगेट एक्सपर्ट जो है वो डिसाइड करते हैं, टारगेट ऑडियंस को चूज करते हैं वो. व्हेन रिसर्चर्स वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड द थॉट process of people interested in studying for their master degree, the selection criteria will be: are you interested in doing your master in? And those who respond with a no are excluded from the sample. Now, next slide. Now I would like to call Usama. He will explain the further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dishan. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Usama, and I am going to explain quota sampling and snowball samples techniques. Snowball sampling. It is sampling method that researchers apply when the subjects are difficult to trace. Researchers also implement this sampling method in situations where the topic is highly and sensitive and not openly discussed, like surveys to gather information about HIV/AIDS. Not many victims will readily respond to the questions. Still, researchers can contact people they might know or volunteers it's a, with the cause to get in touch with the victims and collect information. Next.
Usama,
Yes, ma'am.
बच्चे, what is the basic difference between probability and non-probability sampling?
कोटा और ये इसका आता है मुझे डिफरेंस जो
Sorry?
स्लाइड्स मैम इसका ये कोटा सैम्पलिंग और ये स्नोबॉल सैम्पलिंग का डिफरेंस आता है कि ये की थी मेरी स्लाइड्स
मैं आपको पूछूं probability and non-probability sampling का basic difference क्या है?
वो नहीं आता
Okay, continue.
Mareem, next slide, please. For example, it will be extremely challenging to survey shelterless people or illegal immigrants. In such cases, using the snowball theory, researchers can crack a few categories to interview the drive results. Next. Quota sampling. Quota sampling is defined as a non-probability sampling method in which researchers create a sample involving individuals that represent a population. Researchers choose these individuals according to specific traits or qualities. Researchers decide and create quotas so that the market research samples can be useful in collecting data. These samples can be generalized to the entire population. The final subset will be decided only according to the interviewers or researchers' knowledge of the
Usama,
population. Yes, ma'am.
tell me, cluster sampling आपके पास कौन सी type होती है?
Sorry, ma'am, कौन सी?
Cluster sampling.
Cluster sampling.
Ma'am,
Okay,
it's a
that's
type
enough.
of probability sampling.
कौन सी?
Probability sampling.
बिलाल, मैंने आपसे नहीं पूछा. Anyway, now coming towards the next presenter.
Now I'd like to call Mariam to continue presentation.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mariam Mubashir and I'm here to present our last topic, that is difference between probability and non-probability sampling techniques. Starting off with the definition, probability sampling technique is a technique in which all the members of the population get an equal chance to be a part of the sample, whereas in non-probability sampling technique, all the individuals of the population are not given an equal chance of selection. Coming towards the next point, probability sampling technique is also known as random sampling, as the participants are chosen randomly, whereas in non-probability sampling, the participants are chosen selectively, so it is called non-random sampling. Measure of research. The measure of research used in probability sampling is objective, which means it describes a true and correct reality independent of those involved in the research. Whereas in non-probability sampling technique, the measurement of research is subjective. It usually emphasizes the experiences of different individuals and different perspectives. Hypothesis. Hypothesis is basically a group of statements developed by the researcher that is tested during the research process. So in probability sampling technique, the hypothesis is tested, which means that it helps the researcher to determine whether there is enough statistical evidence in favor of certain belief or not, whereas in non-probability sampling technique, Whereas in non-probability sampling technique, the hypothesis is generated. Matlab the researcher begins with specific observations and ends up developing some general conclusions. Yeah, we can say that the hypothesis, the tested hypothesis is based on deductive reasoning, whereas generated hypothesis is similar to the idea of tested hypothesis is similar to inductive reasoning, and generated hypothesis is similar to the idea of deductive reasoning. The last point is research is conclusive, whereas in probability sampling technique, it is exploratory. A conclusive research provides information that is useful in reaching conclusions or decision making, whereas in non-probability sampling technique, exploratory type of research is conducted to have a better understanding of the existing problem, but does not lead to conclusive results. That's it from my part. And
Okay, Mariam. What type of hypothesis you have in probability sampling?
probability sampling में हमारे पास होता है tested होता है.
नहीं, मैं hypothesis के बारे में पूछ रही हूँ. What type of hypothesis you have in probability sampling?
आप मुझसे एग्जाम्पल पूछ रही हैं कि मतलब कोई भी स्टेटमेंट में आपको
नहीं, मैं एग्जाम्पल में सिर्फ हाइपोथेसिस की टाइप्स पूछ रही हूँ. प्रोबेबिलिटी सैम्पलिंग में किस किस टाइप की हाइपोथेसिस होते हैं?
वो जो नल हाइपोथेसिस और ये वाली.
जी जी. द नल हाइपोथेसिस एंड द
नल होता है और एक आई थिंक अल्टरनेटिव होता है.
ओके, अच्छा. नल हाइपोथेसिस एंड अल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस की कोई एग्जांपल बता दो.
मैम आई डू नॉट नो. आई एम सॉरी.
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. ऑलराइट जी, थैंक यू सो मच. आज हमारे पास टोटल 5 ग्रुप्स थे जिनकी प्रेजेंटेशंस हो गई हैं. नाउ द रेस्ट ऑफ द ग्रुप्स विल प्रेजेंट इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर, दैट मींस इन द नेक्स्ट वीक ऑन वेडनेसडे. एंड बाकी जितने भी ग्रुप्स रह गए हैं वो सारे के सारे वेडनेसडे को ही प्रेजेंट करेंगे एट 2 o'clock. ठीक है, सो बी प्रिपेयर्ड. एंड किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है आज के लेक्चर के?
Ma'am, there is something that I want to discuss.
यस सबूर.
मैम वेडनेसडे को एक्चुअली में थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाएगा. आई वाज थिंकिंग कि आज ही प्रेजेंट कर दें.
बट आई एम रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम. आई हैव अ क्लास. मेरे पास इसके बाद क्लास है, मैंने वो वहां पे ज्वाइन करना है.
मैम वेडनेसडे से आगे रखने पे.
नहीं बच्चे, वेडनेसडे हमारा रेगुलर टाइम होता है, रेगुलर क्लास होती है, उसमें
मैम लाइक आप फ्राइडे को ही रख लेना नेक्स्ट, जैसे आज.
नहीं, मैंने फिर फ्राइडे से मैंने वेडनेसडे को वाइंड अप करने हैं और फ्राइडे को फिर मैंने लेक्चर्स आप लोग को डिलीवर करने हैं, बिकॉज आप लोग के एग्जाम्स भी ऑन कैंपस होने हैं अब.
मैम
ठीक है,
लेक्चर्स तो खत्म नहीं हो गए आई थिंक.
नहीं बच्चे, अभी आपके पास ऑलमोस्ट 2 to 3 वीक्स हैं. तो 2 to 3 वीक्स में मैंने आपको अभी कुछ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस करवानी है. बायनॉमियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन और हाइपरज्योमेट्रिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन रहती है, तो उसके लिए लेक्चर में पोस्ट कर.
मैम वैसे सिलेबस कंप्लीट हो गया है, इधर तक काफी है.
4 to 5 days
हमें तैयारी भी करनी है अभी.
जी मुबीन.
20 पेपर में एमसीक्यूज ही आएंगे?
नहीं बच्चे, जिस तरह आपका एमसीक्यूज एंड सब्जेक्टिव पोर्शन होता है वैसे ही होगा जैसा ऑन कैंपस आपके ऑलरेडी होते थे. अब वो ऑनलाइन सिस्टम तो है नहीं कि आपके सिर्फ एमसीक्यू बेस्ड होगा. सो यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर एवरीथिंग. जो आपके पास अभी तक गूगल क्लासरूम में मटेरियल अपलोड किया गया है, प्लीज उन वीडियोस को सारी वीडियोस को देखें. एंड बिकॉज प्रोबेबिलिटी प्रैक्टिस किए बगैर नहीं आती है. एंड फर्दर मोर
मैम ये अगर गवर्नमेंट लॉकडाउन और बढ़ा देती है तो ये फिर ऑनलाइन लेंगे पेपर कि ये फिर शिफ्ट कर देंगे आगे?
मुझे आई हैव नो आइडिया, लेकिन अभी तक की जो अपडेट आई है 1 Feb से आपकी यूनिवर्सिटीज खुल रही हैं और एग्जाम्स ऑन कैंपस ही हो रहे हैं.
तो पेपर इजी बनाना प्लीज.
आप इस चीज का वेट नहीं करो कि थर्ड लॉकडाउन आएगा और आप समझोगे कि और आपका ऑनलाइन स्विच कर जाएंगे. अपडेट्स आ गई हैं और उसके अकॉर्डिंगली आप लोग के एग्जाम्स ऑन कैंपस ही हो रहे हैं.
मीसा पेपर इजी बनाना प्लीज.
ठीक हो गया. और किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है तो पूछ लें.
मैम मार्क्स कब तक पता चलेंगे?
बच्चे सबके मार्क्स में एक साथ ही अपलोड करूंगी. नेक्स्ट वीक वेडनेसडे तक सबके वाइंड अप हो जाएंगे, तो फिर मैं एक साथ ही वर्ड की फाइल शेयर कर दूंगी. ठीक है?
ओके मैम.
ऑलराइट देन क्लास, अगर किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है तो यहीं पे मीटिंग एंड करते हैं. सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. टेक केयर. अल्लाह हाफिज.
अल्लाह हाफिज.